everyone, my name is Hannah. So nice to see you guys again. So basically, as far as this discussion post, I'm going to keep it briefer than last time. Sorry about that. But as far as making sure that I'm reaching all the different learning styles in my classroom, I think one really cool tool that we have as teachers is center work, which honestly sounds like it's more geared towards lower grades, like kindergarten, first, second, but I think could be a really useful tool all the way up to fifth grade. Just because it really gives teachers the ability to be able to make sure that you have the same kind of information but in different formats. So maybe in one station students are listening to a book on tape, in another they're partner reading with another classmate who is of a different reading level than they are, so that they can collaborate and learn together. And then in another one, they're sitting there and they're writing their own story to kind of be able to build up that base knowledge for how a story is formatted, and then be able to practice reading their own writing. So I think Centers is a really important tool, but then I think also as far as teachers, it's just making sure that whenever we're disseminating information to our students, of making sure that we're trying to hit every single type of learning that we can, which I guess sounds pretty basic. But it's just making sure that if we're talking about say science, that we have assignments that are project based and that encourage that higher level thinking, and include conversation and talking about the subject, but then also have some lecture elements so that students are hearing the information, but then they're also maybe having videos so that they can see what we're talking about, but then they're also being able to participate in experiments so that they're a part of the learning process. So I think it's just coming up with as many different ways as possible for students to be able to interact with the information. And then as far as my choice question or topic, I decided to talk about to what extent have the goals of education changed in just the recent past. Because it's really interesting, because I'm doing a field experience right now in first grade was last semester. I'm with kindergarten this semester. And one of the things that I've noticed is that between kindergarten and first grade, the two partnership teachers I've had have been talking about how there's a lot more behavior problems and how there's a lot more social problems in the classrooms. And they say that it's because there's less of an emphasis on learning social skills and learning, just those kind of how to be a human skills that usually students used to be a big part of the curriculum in those younger grades, but it's kind of disappeared and been phased out. So one of the things I've been kind of noticing is that there's a higher level or a higher demand for performance and for higher level thinking at younger and younger ages. So it's not so much an emphasis on the Jeffersonian ideal of what a school is, of creating good citizens, and there's been more of a shift towards beating other countries and advancing faster at younger ages, and not necessarily ensuring that students are truly learning and grasping concepts as long as they're able to perform on those tests. Which, testing is a very useful tool, but then again, that doesn't always display all the knowledge that our students have. So I think the big shift in recent years has been more of a focus on, like I said, performing more younger. And there's been that shift away from, having what I would consider a more well-rounded education that has emphasis on social skills and on learning, character traits and how to interact with other people, problem solving, as far as in social situations. So I would say that that's the big change that I've been kind of seeing over the last couple years, with my limited experience in schools, but then just also from the input I've gotten from partnership teachers and my mom, who's a guidance counselor. But thanks, you guys. Take care.